In light of the recent Penn State scandal, I couldn't help but be reminded of the Franklin cover-up case involving the sexual abuse of children at BoysTown in the 1980s and the 1990s. BoysTown, the distinguished Catholic orphanage on the outskirts of Omaha, Nebraska, was established in 1917 by Father Edward Flanagan. Its altruistic purpose was to offer help, hope, and healing to abused, abandoned, and neglected children. What really happened at BoysTown leaves us all in shock. A Republican operative named Larry King was involved with procuring boys and girls from BoysTown in Nebraska and elsewhere and entrapping them in a child sex slave and espionage ring. King, with an annual salary of under $20,000 a year, was throwing sex parties for the powerful all the way up to the White House, and a $5,000 a month condo in Washington, D.C., and apparently taping the proceedings for blackmail purposes. The allegations brought up were horrific tortures and sexual abuse of children. Many powerful political people, including Barney Frank, were brought up before the Supreme Court as being involved in pedophile rings. The BoysTown case became known as the Franklin cover-up. The Second Mile, founded in 1977 in State College, Pennsylvania, is a statewide nonprofit organization for children who need additional support and who would benefit from positive human contact. Second Mile was founded by Jerry Sandusky, former Penn State football coach. As you know, the Pennsylvania Attorney General's office recently announced 40 counts against the former coach, saying he used his position as the head of the prominent children's charity to lure boys and to molest them. For more than a decade, former Penn State football coach Jerry Sandusky abused boys in Penn State's football facilities, and university officials lied to cover it up. The grand jury report included the horrifying details of what a graduate assistant saw and heard. As the graduate assistant entered the locker room doors, he was surprised to find the lights in the showers on. He then heard rhythmic slapping sounds, and he believed the sounds to be those of sexual activity. As the graduate assistant put his sneakers in his locker, he looked in the shower. He saw a naked boy whose age he estimated to be 10 years old, with his hands up against the wall, being subjected to anal intercourse by a naked Sandusky. Other allegations include forced oral sex, showers with inappropriate contact, and more, on boys ranging from under 10 years old to 13 years of age. Keep in mind that these boys came from his charitable children's organization. In both BoysTown and Penn State cases, it is obvious to see the similarities that those who portray themselves as a children's charity have used their positions to violate susceptible youth who have little means of defending themselves. It is also notable that in both cases there are major cover-ups. For example, BoysTown, the evening of July 11, 1990, Gary Caradori, the lead investigator of the Franklin cover-up BoysTown case, had the smoking gun evidence on the case. Caradori would fly that night from Chicago on his private plane with his son en route to Lincoln, Nebraska with the evidence. The plane exploded in mid-air a short time later while flying over Aurora, Illinois, killing Caradori and his 8-year-old son. A deputy sheriff of a local Illinois Sheriff Department was the first person on the scene of the plane explosion. The deputy sheriff said that there was child pornography all over the farm field. The FBI immediately arrived with 3 flatbed trucks, grabbed the evidence from his hands, picked up every piece of evidence, the plane and its parts, and put it on the flatbed trucks, and told the peace officer, "This is confidential information and don't ever speak of it again." The evidence has never surfaced again in the Franklin investigation or in any other investigation. In the Sandusky Penn State scandal, when an investigation first started in 2005 over allegations that Jerry Sandusky was engaging in sexual acts with young boys, District Attorney Ray Gricar was working on getting to the bottom of things. Disregarding Sandusky's position at Penn State and in the community, and unfortunately in April of that same year, Gricar went missing. Gricar's disappearance has been a mystery ever since. His car was found in a parking lot 50 miles from his home with his laptop, wallet, and keys missing. Investigators later revealed an internet search on Gricar's home computer that read, "How to wreck a hard drive." Foul play is still suspected because the former district attorney's body still has never been found. Former FBI Director Louis Frey, now in the private sector, has been hired to uncover the truth about the horrific child sex abuse crimes in Pennsylvania. Frey served as FBI Director during the Clinton administration and was in that leadership spot during the 1995 Alfred P. Murrah building bombing. He was also involved in Waco and Ruby Ridge. Is he there to uncover the truth or to cover it up? In the BoysTown case, victims who mustered up enough courage to come forward were harshly penalized for doing so. For example, Ashley Owens was sentenced to 27 years in jail for supposedly lying about her perpetrators. Other victims allegedly committed suicide in jail, lost their siblings to murder or suicide, or were silent about the allegations after being contacted by the FBI. These children were enslaved and abused by those who are supposed to be there to protect them. And instead of justice being served, the victims undergo another round of abuse and watching their perpetrators go free while they are again threatened, punished, and demonized? Jesus Christ gave serious warnings to those who dared offend our little ones and rape them of their innocence. He said in Luke 17:2, "It were better for him that a millstone were hanged about his neck and he be cast into the sea, than that he should offend one of these little ones." We have yet to see the conclusion of the matter involving the Penn State scandal, and will the American people sit down and let our children be violated by these people? Sexually abused, lied to, and enslaved by the sins of the wicked. We have a duty to our Maker to protect the innocent, and if America wants peace, then they must uphold justice. And it is in our hands to do just that.